So Kevin was trying to talk me into these monitors from the get-go with this room, and he hadn't totally developed this model yet. So I was kind of relieved at the moment because, it was a huge investment building this facility, and I needed a little time to recover before I went into trying to get some new monitors. And I've heard all kinds of different things. And the biggest aha moment for me was actually flying down and meeting him. He took me to a few rooms of his rooms that had different monitors, and I was really shocked at some of the ones that were crazy famous that I really hated the sound of. We dialed some things up on Tidal or wherever, and I listened to some acoustic music tracks that I would know, and I was really shocked at some of these crazy expensive monitors that didn't sound anything like the record. And that's weird to me. I was shocked. They were doing things that aren't really necessary in my world, and the more I thought about it, probably not really necessary in anyone's world, because I want the monitors to tell the truth. I don't want them to make it sound better. I want it to be revealing, but be fun. And that's the thing I've always wanted in a pair of monitors. I don't want them to be sterile, but I want them to be accurate. And I want to be able to just dial it up, listen to something, and just be excited to sit and listen to music. And when I'm mixing, they're not too bassy, they're not too bright, they're not too mid-rangey, they're just accurate across the board. And I heard some of his monitors in a couple of different spaces, and of course, in a tuned room, you'd expect, well, it's probably going to sound good, and that's good. But then I heard him in his living room, and that was the moment when I said, I need those. He dialed up a track, which I've listened to 1,000 times. It's one of my favorite Nickel Creek cuts. And as soon as the mandolin started, my brain went, oh, that was a weird sounding room he was tracking in. And that was the moment I went, whoa, wait a minute. I've never noticed this before. And to think that I'm hearing in an untreated living room the accuracy and detail where I can almost picture the shape of the room that this track was recorded in, that's some next level stuff. It sounds like witchcraft or whatever. It's not. It was so crazy detailed. We spent about 2 hours just listening to track after track, all kinds of different genres. And it was so much fun to just sit there and hear music. And I felt like some of it were tunes that I've known for years, but I was hearing it for the first time. Reverb trails that just went far longer than I ever knew they did. It's there. I just couldn't hear it ever before. The depth, the dimension of tracks where you can almost hear what happens behind an instrument. That was a new revelation for me. So that was when I started really saving the pennies and committing to get a set of these. And it was so amazing when we fired them up in here. It was jaw dropping. And to this day, anybody that comes in, they look pretty innocent back there. Just a little set of speakers, they're not all that huge. They don't have a giant woofer. There's no sub. But then we play a tune and people's jaws hit the floor because it's so good, it's so accurate, and it just sort of consumes you in the best way. It's really, really fun to just come out here at night sometimes after I've tracked a whole day and turn on some tunes and just listen and marvel at some of the amazing engineers that are out there making these fantastic records. It's a totally different experience, and you truly can't know until you hear them. There's no way to describe it.